What if there was a formula to finding the next 100x coin, and we could train an AI to find it? That's exactly what we did. We took historical data from ChatGPT, MATIC, RUNE, and more, and fed it into ChatGPT. Then we asked, what do they all have in common? What you're about to see isn't just a list, it's the secret profile of a future moonshot. Welcome back to the Crypto IQ, where we use real data and powerful AI to decode the patterns behind the biggest moves in crypto. In today's video, we're running a groundbreaking experiment, training ChatGPT on every top-performing altcoin we could find, coins that did 50x, 100x, even 1000x. Then we gave it one simple prompt. What traits do they all share? The answers we got back were eerie, and honestly incredibly useful. Whether you're looking for the next meme coin pump, a low-cap gem, or an early ecosystem winner, this video is your blueprint. Feeding the machine, what we trained it on. Before you can teach an AI how to spot a moonshot, you have to show it what success looks like. So we built a dataset painstakingly curated of coins that went 50x, 100x or more. The list included SHIBA INU, DOGE, MATIC, RUNE, SOL and PEPE, tokens from all corners of crypto, meme coins, layer 1s, DeFi and utility assets. But we didn't just feed it names, we built context. For each token, we included market cap before the breakout, launch method, IDO, stealth, VC backed, community growth trajectory, Telegram X metrics, exchange listings timeline, tokenomics, supply, unlocks, burns, developer activity and GitHub trends, social sentiment scores and influencer coverage. We also filtered out noise. Projects that briefly pumped due to one-time events or manipulations didn't make the cut. We focused on tokens that sustained multi-month hype or reached new all-time highs across multiple cycles. Why so detailed? Because AI learns patterns. The more consistent the inputs, the sharper the outputs. This isn't about surface-level hype. It's about identifying the DNA that turns a token into a rocket. Once the dataset was in place, we fine-tuned the prompt. And that's when things got very interesting. The common threads. What 100x coins share. Once ChatGPT finished scanning the data, we started to see patterns, strong ones. Despite how different these projects might look on the surface, whether meme coins like SHIBA and DOGE, or utility tokens like MATIC and RUNE, there were recurring traits that showed up again and again. First, narrative. Every one of their tokens had a compelling story attached to it. SHIBA was the Doge killer. RUNE promised cross-chain DeFi before anyone else. Even MATIC rode the Ethereum scaling wave just before gas fees exploded. AI identified this quickly. Tokens that catch attention. Fast often perform better than technically sound but dull alternatives. Second, early community energy. The 100x projects had Telegram or X, formerly Twitter growth spikes, before their price exploded. This social momentum wasn't always driven by influencers. It was often organic. Memes, grassroots marketing, or small wins that built excitement over weeks, not days. Third, access. Surprisingly, many of these coins had wide early distribution. They launched on DEXs, fair IDOs, or airdrops. Tokens where insiders held 80% of supply rarely made the cut. AI learned that decentralized distribution correlates with stronger long-term performance. So when people ask, what makes a 100x coin? It's not just luck, there's a pattern. And once the AI saw it, we knew we were onto something bigger. The red flags. What 100x coins avoid? Just as the AI found patterns among the winners, it also detected traits that consistently showed up in coins that failed or never got off the ground. Think of these as the anti-patterns of a moonshot. Over-concentration of supply. One of the biggest red flags was token allocation. Projects that reserved huge chunks of their supply for insiders or VCs often suffered from early dumps or stagnation. Coins like SHIBA and PEPE, by contrast, had wide early access, many holders, low individual dominance. AI flagged high token centralization as one of the strongest indicators of future underperformance. Lack of narrative. Tokens without a clear story, no hook, no mission, struggled to build momentum. Even technically solid projects faded fast if they couldn't explain why they mattered in one tweet. DOGE had memes, RUNE had cross-chain liquidity. Projects with no rallying cry, ignored by the crowd, no community movement. AI found that the best coins had community-led ignition, not just Discord mods or paid shills, but real memes, grassroots promos, or viral videos. If your coin needed marketing dollars to trend, it was probably already dead. The takeaway? The market doesn't just reward potential. It punishes poor positioning, centralization, and silence. The AI didn't just learn how to spot greatness. It learned how to avoid mediocrity. Prompt engineering, how we asked the right questions. Now that we had the data set, the next step was crucial. Telling the AI what to look for. Because AI isn't magic. It's only as smart as the questions you ask. We spent hours refining the prompt structure to go beyond generic answers. Our first prompt was simple. What traits do 100 X coins share? It returned surface-level stuff. Strong community, good tokenomics, hype. Not wrong, but not actionable either, so we iterated. We fed it grouped comparisons, winners versus losers. Then asked, what distinguishes these two? We prompted it to weigh attributes. Community virality versus technical complexity, early exchange listings versus delayed launches, even meme density versus devlogs. Eventually, we dialed in a multi-part prompt. Compare the top 20 coins that did 100x in the last cycle. What did they have in common before they exploded? Include launch dynamics, tokenomics, social growth, and price velocity. Give probabilities. That's when ChatGPT started spitting out gold. We got clear indicators, like coins with greater than 10K wallets pre-pump, or projects that saw 2x Telegram growth 30 days before price action. It's not just about the data, it's about asking the right questions in the right order. And this chapter taught us, prompt engineering is half the battle in predictive AI. Traits that show up just before the pump. One of the most fascinating things we discovered was what the AI spotted right before these coins went parabolic. Not 6 months before, not after the pump, but in the critical 2 to 4 week window where things quietly start clicking into place. So what are the signs? Spike in wallet count. Nearly every 100x coin showed a rapid acceleration in unique wallet holders just before liftoff. The range varied. Some went from 3K to 30K in 2 weeks, but the pattern was consistent. Fast community onboarding without major listings yet. Social volume divergence. The AI caught something subtle here. Sentiment score didn't always spike first. Instead, volume of mentions increased before positive sentiment did. That means people were talking about it a lot, some skeptically, before the hype turned bullish. Liquidity layer movement. Another early tell. Liquidity pools started getting deeper. More LPs on Uniswap, fewer volatile swings. It's as if whales quietly position themselves just before the normies catch wind. Bottom line? If you see a project with flat price, surging wallets, exploding meme posts, and deeper LP activity, That's not noise. It's a pressure cooker, and it often explodes within weeks. These patterns became our early warning system. They don't guarantee a moonshot, but they dramatically raise the probability. The surprise factor? Coins that didn't look ready until they were. One thing the AI caught that surprised even us. Some of the biggest gainers didn't initially fit the profile. They weren't hyped. They didn't have huge influencers backing them, and they didn't even look that special until one small event flipped the switch. Take RUNE, for example. For months it flew under the radar. Small TVL, minimal social buzz. But the moment cross-chain swaps went live, usage exploded. The price followed and never looked back. MATIC had a similar arc. Long before it became a household name, it launched in obscurity. But once Ethereum gas fees spiked in 2021, it became the default scaling narrative almost overnight. That shift was sudden, but not random. The AI labeled these cases as latent potential. Coins that looked average, until a trigger aligned the narrative, tech, and sentiment all at once. So how do you spot these? Undervalued tech with real use case potential. No hype yet, but slowly rising metrics. A catalyst on the horizon. Protocol launch, L2 integration, exchange listing. Sometimes the best 100x plays aren't the loudest. They're the ones that haven't gone viral yet, but are structurally ready when the spotlight hits. Rebuilding the formula. What the AI now looks for. By the end of our training, we asked ChatGPT to summarize what it learned. We wanted a checklist, the shared DNA of 100x coins distilled, and what we got back was surprisingly useful. Here's the profile of a potential moonshot, based on everything the AI processed. Narrative first project. The story comes before the solution. Whether it's a meme, a rebellion, or a movement, it makes people care. Decentralized and fair launch. Widespread early access with low concentration. If 10 wallets hold 80% of supply, it's out. Fast-growing online presence. Socials exploding before price movement, not paid ads, organic traction. Delayed hype curve. The AI flagged coins that took months to gain attention, but exploded once they did, as better long-term plays. Unique trigger moment. The one catalyst that changes everything. A mainnet, a listing, a viral tweet. Coins that fit all 5 signals. Rare, but not impossible. This list isn't just theory, it's now the new prompt. You can feed it into any AI model, plug in a new token and ask, how many traits does this match? It won't give you guarantees, but it gives you a powerful filter and a huge edge in the wild west of altcoin hunting. How to use this formula yourself. You don't need to build your own AI model to benefit from this research. You can now reverse engineer the logic using tools that are already available, and most of them are free. Start with CoinGecko and DEXTools. Filter by low market cap, then look at the wallet distribution. If you see top holders owning too much, pass. Next, plug the token into LunarCrush or Sentiment to track social velocity. Is chatter increasing before price? Good sign. Then test it against the AI's formula. Does it have a story that spreads? Are more wallets appearing week over week? Is liquidity growing quietly in the background? What's the one trigger it's waiting on? Once you've got a few strong candidates, throw them back into ChatGPT. Use prompts like, does this match the pattern of a historic 100x coin? Compare this to the pre-pump profile of SHIBA or MATIC. AI won't make the trade for you, but it'll make you faster, sharper, and more confident. And in a market where speed and conviction matter, that's a massive advantage. We trained an AI on every 100x coin in crypto history, And now, that same pattern, the timing, the triggers, the traits, is yours to use. This isn't about predictions, it's about probability. And now, you've got a framework to find asymmetric bets before they become headlines. If this gave you an edge, smash that like button, subscribe to the Crypto IQ, and drop a comment below. What coin do you think matches the formula today? Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.